Good evening and welcome to the second of two Beyond the Front Page shows brought to you today by CUE Community College and broadcast on Spectrum, Verizon, Fios, as well as ARMA, the Auburn Regional Media Access, as well as 89.1, the college's radio station. This Memorial Day weekend, there are plans to create the annual Healing Fields event at Hoops Park, similar to what has been done every several years on the city's East End. This year, the project is being put together by Operation Enduring Gratitude that puts together a trip for veterans annually to Washington, D.C. We've asked the chair of Operation Enduring Gratitude, David Papert, to join us today, talk about the event that's coming up at Hoops Park in Memorial Day weekend, that you can buy flags for, by the way, as well as talk about Operation Enduring Freedom. You have not been here for many, many years. You were here as a legislator many years ago, so welcome back to the studio.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
So, for those who may not know, what is the Healing Fields Project?
The Healing Fields Project is going to be a beautiful tribute. Patrons in Auburn can buy American flag setups that include rebar, a full-size American flag, a pole, and a certificate. And the certificate is very special because that's where the person can dedicate the flag that they're purchasing, either in memory, in honor, or in appreciation of somebody that's made a meaningful impact in their life.
So many times it's dedicated to a veteran or somebody who may have passed away.
I think you're right. I think most often it will be a veteran, one of the heroes that we celebrate on Memorial Day or Veterans Day. But this year is really special because we're getting a lot of dedications to firemen, police officers, sheriffs,
so first
nurses,
responders.
All the first responders, grocery store workers. We're also, what I'm really excited about, we're getting a lot of happy occasions, people celebrating milestone anniversaries or birthdays or births or maybe the 20th anniversary of their television show.
We already did a dedication to our to an uncle. So, this used to be run by St. Joseph's School when they were doing it as a fundraiser. In fact, you've co-opted Cheryl Foster, who is a professor here for many years. But this is similar to what they were doing. Am I correct?
Very similar. Cheryl Foster has been one of our founding and most important committee members since 2010 when this all started, when our kids all went to St. Joseph's School and we participated in this event. And when St. Joseph's was no more, Cheryl was generous enough to bring the opportunity to us, and we're thankful to Cheryl for that.
So run us through when this all is running.
The most important part of the event is right now, selling the flags, getting the opportunity to purchase the flags. We're hoping to sell between 500 and 1,000 flags. They'll be set up early morning on Friday, May 28th. Our opening ceremony, whatever form that's going to be taking, will be around 7 o'clock Friday evening. The flags will be available to be walked through and enjoyed 24/7 from Friday night until Monday afternoon. They'll be illuminated at night as is appropriate. They'll be guarded by the Boy Scout troops.
So I was going to ask, so in the past you've had Boy Scouts camp out on Hoops Ave and Herman Ave, and they usually keep watch on the flags that whole weekend.
Yes, we're continuing that tradition. It's a very important part of the sanctity of the ceremony to have the flags lit and protected at all times.
So let's talk about how we're popping up your phone numbers, yours and Cheryl Foster's, but you can do it that way. But how can you buy a flag and how much do they cost?
Flag setups are $36. The flag will be displayed until Monday at noon, between noon and 5. It's yours to come and we'll help you pick it up, and it's yours to keep as a family heirloom. You can buy online. You can go to our Operation Enduring Gratitude Facebook page and get all of the information there. It's available at the Knights of Columbus Facebook page. Flag forms are available at the Knights of Columbus and almost every VFW and American Legion. You can call the number on the screen and I'll make sure you get one. And we have done a mailing just this past weekend to about 1,000 people that have supported Enduring Gratitude before, and we're hoping we get a big return from that.
And so the money for this is going to Operation Enduring Gratitude, correct?
Correct.
So
every cent.
how much do you hope to raise?
The cost for the next trip is anticipated to be $90,000. We don't have a set budget for how much we'd like this to raise. It should be a major fundraiser. I'm sure that we'll raise, I would guess that we would raise at least $4,000 or $5,000 and possibly much more. And all of the proceeds of everything we do is spent on our veterans trip. I think last time we had $300 left and we gave it away to a 501c3 veterans organization. So every penny is spent on vets.
So for those who don't know what you've done, because maybe they don't read the Citizen or don't see news coverage, what is Operation Enduring Gratitude?
Operation Enduring Gratitude are 3-day all-expense-paid veterans trips to, war veterans trips to Washington, D.C. They're specifically for our Cayuga County World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam War veterans who haven't traveled with us before. We take them down, and it is an incredible first-class trip from start to finish.
Do you take bus, fly?
We
How-
take luxury coaches down,
Okay.
and we have, having it be a 3-day trip, we have enough time for the veterans really to soak in and enjoy. We visit the Vietnam Memorial, the Korean War Memorial, Iwo Jima, the World War II Memorial. And while we're at the World War II Memorial, we have the Joint Forces Honor Guard greet them. We have world-renowned photographer Marty LaVore, who was a photographer for Ronald Reagan and photographed Mother Teresa. And he was actually at the Congressional baseball field the day it was attacked, photographing. Every veteran that goes on a trip gets an individual portrait done by Marty LaVore.
So is Operation Enduring Gratitude a local organization or is it part of a national network?
This is completely homegrown. We're sponsored by the Knights of Columbus Council 207 and the Ladies Auxiliary of the Knights
So
of
Market
Columbus.
Street, you run everything out of Market Street in your homes.
Right, this is not part of any national thing. This is a local endeavor.
So you said war veterans, do they have to have seen active service or active?
No, not at all. If the Department of Defense considers them to have served during the war periods of those three
So those
wars,
conflicts.
they are acceptable to
So
go.
World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, nothing at Desert Storm at that level yet?
Now, what we're really hoping for, and there's been talk, there isn't a real memorial yet in Washington, D.C. to go visit. It's been 30 years since Desert Storm. There are bona fide good fundraising efforts going on. So my guess is down the road, we're going to be able to start honoring those people with trips.
So how many go on a trip usually?
Generally, it's about 65 veterans. We send, each bus has medical staff on it. The Auburn Fire Department is very generous with the donation of their time, and we have local RNs that go down. And then the rest are volunteers to make sure that anyone with mobility issues would bring wheelchairs, and if somebody needs personal attention
'cause
the
many-
entire time, they get it.
Yeah, because many World War II veterans now are in their late 80s, if not 90s.
Yeah, Bob Strom was a World War II veteran, went on the last trip, and at the end of the trip, he let us know he didn't really need the wheelchair. He just liked J.D. Pappas pushing him around.
Who wouldn't? Is there any expense to the veterans?
There is no expense to the veteran, and in fact, both prior trips, we've been able to make sure they had a little walking around money in case they had the inclination that they did want to find a way to spend money. So we do not let them reach into their pocket.
Do you have any idea how many have gone down through your program?
Probably, we've gone twice. We went in 2012 and 2017, so probably 120.
So you try to space these every so many years. Obviously, last year you couldn't do anything. And this year, so your next trip is planned when?
We're going next May, 2022, May 13th through 16th. And this may be our last trip for a while. We really have done a good job identifying
So
our
do you have a
local war
list of-
veterans.
So do you have a list of veterans right now? That
We
wanna
have-
go?
We have about 45 already signed up for this trip.
So out
and
of 60 slots,
they're going
yeah,
fast.
they're going fast. And so when you do this, they see the sites, they stay in a hotel, you get them back there. How many times have you gone? Have you gone both times?
Oh, of course.
Have you? Okay. So a very emotional experience for both the veterans and those who are going with them?
It's incredible. The first one was World War II and Korean War veterans. And there's a big difference. The World War II veterans were celebrated quite well when they came home, and they know how to celebrate. The Korean War veterans, I think, had a different experience, and might have been the first public thank you that they truly got.
So difference between a war, a police action, and then
when we got to the second trip with the Vietnam War veterans,
undeclared.
there were a lot of those gentlemen have come up to us and me and other volunteers, and just let us know it kind of changed their life and made them come to peace with the fact that there are a lot of people in this country that appreciated what they did, and and celebrate their patriotism. So it's been very worthwhile.
So let's go back to Hoops Park. So 5 p.m. This is all dependent upon the city, the CDC, and the state of New York. Am I correct about what your events are?
The city of Auburn has been a fantastic partner with all our trips, and they are again with this one. We need everyone to be flexible and understand. We have a schedule of events that we would like to occur if the COVID restrictions allow for it. The city is going to let us know as we get closer exactly what can occur and can't occur, and then we will morph our program. The one thing they have promised and guaranteed is the flags will be flying, will be lit, and we'll be there all weekend. How big our events can be and what they can be, we've got to be a little bit flexible.
But your expectation is that people would be able to go down rows and look at tags, or is that still up in the air at this
No,
stage?
I don't have any anticipation that would be a problem.
And you joked about the 20 years we've been doing this, but you can buy multiple flags.
We had somebody call the other day and say, would it be a problem if I bought 25 flags? And I said it wouldn't be a problem if you bought
Just do the math.
250 flags. We've also had some very generous people. The SK Post, just a great supporter of ours, bought one flag for $250 to go towards the trip. And we've had a number of people do things like that. Auburn and Cayuga County is the best place on earth to raise money.
So if somebody doesn't want the flag or can't pick it up doesn't want the flag for whatever reason, may have too many, what do you do with flags?
If they let us know what they want done with it, we'll honor. We can mail it to somebody or somebody else. I think the last time they did this, they set them aside and actually donated some. So we had a little seed of maybe 50 flags that we didn't have to buy that were left over from the last one.
Okay.
So, but they will all find good homes. Everyone on this committee really adores the American flag.
So one event that, again, setting aside COVID and all that, is that you're going to utilize the services of Boy Scouts for part of the event, but you're also going to use Perform for Purpose, or inviting Perform for Purpose to come do a concert on Saturday night. Am I correct on that?
As long as the city can allow it and will allow it, we have a Perform for Purpose concert scheduled for Saturday evening at 7 o'clock. Again, may or may not happen. We really hope it happens. Those kids are fantastic.
They are. They're terrific. We've had them on in the past. Are they doing a program specific to the weekend, Memorial Day, patriotism, or is this just a normal concert because they just play great music?
They haven't told me their agenda, but my guess is it will be very in tune with the event. They are always spot on with their performances.
And then on Sunday, the final item I want to ask you about is you have a mass on Sunday.
Correct.
What's the plan there?
Again, we're being flexible right now. Father Enright's on call to come in and say mass for us. And again, we're going to take our guidance and work with the city.
But there is a plan to have a mass.
Correct.
At what time on Sunday?
Let's see, 11 a.m. is the schedule for the mass, and we will definitely be blasting the word out through the Citizen and the radio and our Facebook page to make sure that everyone that's purchased a flag and the community will know what events are happening when, and if we need to scale something back or cancel it, they'll be aware of that also.
All right. Well, we want to thank David Pappert, the chair of Operation Enduring Gratitude, for joining us today to talk about the healing fields that will be occurring this May at Hoops Park. Again, you can go to the Knights of Columbus on Market Street and fill out a form. It's very easy, very simple. You can go online to their website. You can either call Mr. Pappert at 315-246-4644 4258, or Cheryl Foster, who was a professor here at the college, at 315-246-4345. We encourage you to buy these flags. It goes for a great cause. It makes for a wonderful weekend at Hoops Park and for our community. Thanks for joining us today and putting on not only this event, but also doing Operation
Thanks for having me.
Enduring Gratitude. We will be back on Thursday, the 1st, with New York State Assemblyman John Lamondes for an Albany update, and oddly enough, it will most likely be a Zoom from Albany. At this point, as we tape this on late Tuesday afternoon, the state budget, which is due to be enacted by tomorrow night, is late, it looks like. The legislature will be in session, if not only on Thursday, but throughout the weekend. If that is the case, the Assemblyman has said as long as he is not on the floor, he will join us for our 30-minute interview with him. As you may remember, this is his first quarter in the legislature. He was elected to replace Assemblyman Gary D. Finch in November, and we're looking forward to having him talk about not only the issues of the budget, but other issues facing Albany, including legalization of marijuana, the charges filed both on nursing homes and for sexual harassment against the governor, and also just about his first 3 months in office. We will be back on Tuesday with our final Inside Government for the season with Superintendent of Schools Jeff Perazzola. He'll be in to talk not only about the budget and what Auburn might be receiving in the budget that is passed this week, hopefully, but also talk about classroom instruction, which will return 5 days a week in the classroom on April 19th. We'll also finish our season with a Zoom forum with the candidates for the Auburn Large School District for their April 27th. We'll have the forum here. I'll moderate that, and Jeremy Boyer, the executive editor of The Citizen, will be asking the questions as usual. Before we go, though, if you do have questions for the Assemblyman or for the Superintendent, please feel free to send them to Inside Government, P.O. Box 141 Dunning Avenue, Auburn, 141 Dunning Avenue, Auburn, New York, not a P.O. Box, in Auburn, New York, or at cozguytho@aol.com. I'm Guy Cosentino for CUNY Community College. We want to thank you for watching. We hope you have a good night, have a great tomorrow, be safe, and go buy a flag. And they'll tell us when we're out. I think we